Afternoon to all learners, and especially the grade 12s. It is the 29th of April 2020. I'm bringing you this message in English because I believe this might be meant for more than just the pupils of the Boodskap Ben Forster in Staden. Wow, what a year. Who would have thought that we're going to have a lockdown? It's a word that a lot of us didn't even know. If you ask the clever guys in the white coats and the thick glasses, they will tell you that we've warned you, another pandemic is coming. It was just a question of when. To return to the grade 12s, my heart goes out to you. I know it's tough. There are so many unanswered questions, and you know your whole future lies ahead of you, and next year it's university and everything that goes with that. And it feels to you as if this year is down the drain. We've started, everybody had a dream, maybe more than one dream. And I know some of you wanted to be the first team captain. You wanted maybe to make a national team. Maybe you wanted to be the main peanut in the choir. Whatever your dream was, and it feels to you it's all lost. Now what? I want to bring you a message of hope. When we had our staff meeting in the beginning of the year, God spoke to us through His Word, and it's specifically the book of John, chapter 21. It's a well-known story of an amazing miracle that took place. But it's more than just a miracle. The setting of this whole miracle was days after Jesus' crucifixion, and the disciples were devastated. They've lost their leader, they've lost their savior, they've lost their friend, they've lost their king, their hero, the Messiah that they hoped is going to free them from the oppression of the Romans, failed in their view. So they didn't know what was lying ahead. So they returned to what they know, and that was fishing, some of them. So this setting of this passage in chapter 21 takes place at the Sea of Galilee, the town of Tiberias. These fishermen were on the sea in their little boat for the whole night. They didn't have one fish to show for it. Suddenly Jesus was on the shore. I wonder what was going through his mind. Maybe he looked at them and he said to himself, have I taught them nothing? Maybe he was disappointed. I believe that he said to himself, you know what? They need another perspective. My disciples need another perspective. So he called out to them and he asked them if they have food. Well, I guess at that stage, maybe some of them laughed, but they said no. And then he said something that didn't make sense at all, especially to fishermen. He said to them, you know what? Lift your nets. It's at this stage, it's on the left-hand side of the boat. Lift your nets and throw it on the right-hand side of the boat. I mean, I can just imagine what these fishermen thought. I mean, we're talking about a distance of about 3 meters. That was the width of this little fisher boat. 3 meters. So what's going to be the difference? And this is where the wonderful miracle comes in. Because Jesus didn't want to supply them with food. It wasn't about the miracle of providing them with a big catch. We all know the story. They did it. Maybe John convinced them because at that stage the disciples didn't recognize Jesus. But maybe John saw something and he said, listen guys, keep quiet and let's do it. See what happens. We've got nothing to lose. So they did. And the Bible tells us that the catch was so big that they couldn't pull the nets from the ocean or from that sea, the Sea of Galilee. I believe, and this is what came out during that staff meeting we had, that Jesus wanted to give them another perspective on life. He knew that he needed to show them something because they needed a new perspective. Because by lifting the nets on the left-hand side of the boat and throwing it on the other side of the boat, they had to make a 180-degree turn. And I think that was the whole story or the message in this Turn your backs on what lies behind and stretch forward. Stretch your arms forward to what lies ahead. And maybe that message is meant for us as well, where we are now. Maybe we should stop contemplating on what we lost and opportunities lost this year and sports down the drain, etc., etc. Maybe we should look at what we have. We've been given an opportunity which very few in history received. It's an opportunity to reflect. We're all at home. Most of us are not working. If I look at the matrics, you're supposed to do schoolwork, but your self-discipline is tested. But it's an opportunity to build character. It's an opportunity to spend time with your family, to spend time with yourself, to spend time with your maker. So I think my message to you is, yes, I feel for you. But do you think 2020 can still be a great year? Yes. And you know what? When you change your perspective, when you make that 180-degree turn and you tell yourself, listen, I'm going to forget about the negatives. I'm going to grab the opportunities now presented to me. Then this year might change for you. And you're going to look back one day and say, you know what, 2020 was my best year. I think we should stop being victims of COVID-19 and we should be explorers of opportunities. And I want to urge you, please, don't worry about what is happening tomorrow, next week, end of the year. I think one thing that we've all learned is we do not have control at all. We're not in control. So take every day as it comes. Give your best. And I know that 2020 is going to be special for you. All the best. I'm thinking of you. And I'm really looking forward to the day that we'll meet again at the school. Have a lovely day.